Welcome to a brand new series called The Arms Race. I'm your boy Ro, contributor for State of the U and OG member of the Orange Bowl Boys. The purpose of this series is to take quarterbacks who are about to face off against one another, use the week before, and get a good gauge what we can expect from the quarterback level. And in this corner, Micale Cunningham, 6'1", dual threat quarterback for the Louisville Cardinals, 200 pounds. And in so many cases, if you give a quarterback time, he's going to make you pay. And that is the case right here. 3-by-1 look. This is just me talking. I reference this route concept as a pitchfork because when it looks like it's overlaid, it looks like a complete pitchfork, like a trident. You're going to have these three go essentially on vertical routes. This is going to be a 9 route. This is going to be a go. This is going to be essentially a post route, and this is going to be an over route. And that's why I refer to it, my own moniker, as a pitchfork. And then you have a drag underneath. It's basically an under route. It could potentially be a check down if you need it. Micale Cunningham's got all the time in the world here. His vision, he's staring at one receiver, and rightfully so. Safety kind of took the bait once they rotated into a cover 3 and dropped down right here into the middle of the field. Now this is your opening. Very big speed discrepancy there. I don't think Western Kentucky had the athletes to go ahead and get that in man coverage, and that's going to be a big play. Now, I do want to go ahead and show you, so if you can get to him, just like so many other quarterbacks, 1st and 10, if you bring pressure, here you go. Left tackle gets beat. I don't think you have the pocket presence and awareness here. He doesn't sense this pressure well, and this is just a bad sack. Holds on to the ball. You got to know where you are. That potentially could have been a disastrous mistake, even more so. And, yeah, we're off and running. New series. Let's go. So in the last clip, you saw a particularly bad sack by Micale Cunningham in the end zone, one in which he didn't sense the backside pressure. It's kind of like a spidey sense. You really do feel it. Some quarterbacks have it, some quarterbacks don't. But in this case, pay attention to D'Eriq King's vision, okay? This is technically coming off on his backside, and you tell me if he senses it. That is like sorcery. What kind of sorcery is this? Both quarterbacks are dual threats by every stretch of the imagination. Cunningham and King, they can hurt you on the ground, especially when both opposing defenses in these cases take their linebackers and either put them in blitzing responsibilities or in coverage responsibilities. In both cases, the middle of the field's wide open, and when they see daylight, they're going to take it. First, example A. You're going to see right here, pre-snap, Western Kentucky looks like it's in a 2-deep safety look. However, post-snap, they're going to rotate into a man concept. Your safety here is going to attach to this trip side number 2, and this safety is going to go ahead and help bracket on this number 3. Now, in this case, there's the vacant look right in the middle of the field, and this is the risk you run when you're in man coverage. Here they are attaching to man. There is your safety attaching to this field side 3. Now, Cunningham, well, he makes you pay. Touchdown. And not to be outdone, it's D'Eriq King's turn to show us athleticism and his ability and score from the ground. In this case, similar to the last clip where Western Kentucky employed a little pre-snap gamesmanship and rotated late, UAB is going to do something also post-snap and rotate away from this linebacker look in the middle of the field, and they're essentially going to undercut routes into the field side and boundary side respectively. Right here, and this is going to parlay into another segment later on, D'Eriq King's ability right here when he pumps and tries to hit it and sees this change post-snap, that changed his sight picture. That was good. No interceptions on the stat line last week, and that was important. In this case, once it's not there, both clips, wide open middle of the field, athletes are going to make you pay. And that's exactly what D'Eriq King does as he puts his foot in the ground. Bang. Stat sheet withstanding, Micale Cunningham had a great day via the air. He tabulated 343 passing yards versus D'Eriq King's 144. But I want to take a look at a couple of those big chunk plays right here. Western Kentucky, I got to call you out. Because it wasn't that long ago where you down around their goal line in a 3rd and long situation, they ran a 3-by-1 pitchfork concept and they burnt you, and they're about to do it again. In this case, though, I do want you to watch Cunningham's vision. Look at his eyes. He's already predetermining where he wants to go with the ball. Safety, you know what? Bang, bang, misplays it. Next thing you know, that leads to about 50 yards in the books. Miami Hurricanes secondary, I'm going to tell you this right now. he's going to go ahead and put some balls in harm's way. That was example A. Here's example B. In this case, they're trying to run a play-action pass. Once again, check out the vision. He's staring all the way where he wants to go with the ball. This is a bad decision to throw. This is right into double coverage. You have a safety who, man, you misplayed this, Holmes. This is an error. E8 on the center fielder. But what do you know? That turns into a touchdown. So even though you have 343 passing yards, and that looks very impressive, those were two plays. If Miami could go ahead and haul them down as interceptions, that changes the complexity right there. Vice versa, let's check the head discipline of D'Eriq King. And in this case, I'm going to give the nod to number 1. Because what you're going to see, Miami's trying to employ a triangle read, one in which Brevin Jordan's going to locate himself here, Marshall Few here, and Mark Pope here. You're going ahead and you're reading the field of view. But let's pay attention once again to the field vision and the head discipline. Do you see how D'Eriq King, right here at this juncture, he's keeping his eyes, his head straight ahead. And what did that do? That froze these two linebackers in the middle of the field. And that's what's going to go ahead and lead to this completion. There you go. You're starting to see Brevin Jordan. He's going towards the middle. This is your stop at the bottom of the screen. Now, quick turn of the vision. There it is. There's the quick head turn. Now you start to see the linebacker flare out, but it's too late because when this ball comes out, that's perfect. That's what you need to do. It was the head discipline versus you have one quarterback staring at a wide receiver incessantly. You have another quarterback who knows what it takes to go ahead and move defenders with your eyes. One of the keys to this game is going to be if the Miami defensive line can fabricate pressure just with its front four, and I think they can. I think you could see an erratic Micale Cunningham. In this case, you're going to see the left tackle. He's going to get beat soundly right there. And this is enough to go ahead and rush this throw. Micale Cunningham throws the ball high a little bit early. Let's go ahead and roll in right to the next clip. So left tackle got beat on the last clip. You're going to see him get beat soundly on the next clip. And here you go. Swims on the inside. Once again, this forces Micale Cunningham to be a little erratic with the ball, and that's going to go ahead and turn into an interception. Miami defensive line, as long as you can get pressure, you can force some erratic throws. That's going to also be a key to go ahead and keep Micale Cunningham, who threw about 55% accuracy on the day. That's going to keep the same kind of formula. And this is going to be the last clip of this series. We're going to end on D'Eriq King before we decide who our winner is this week. But in this case, you're going to see, and we know it's well documented what D'Eriq King can do when the play in the pocket breaks down. But in this case, the pocket's going to be there all day. This is stonewalled. Nobody's getting through. They're going to bring somebody delayed out there from the field. Doesn't matter. And just appreciate the arm strength here by D'Eriq King and just the accuracy. This is a ball right to Jeremiah Payton, right in the, like, between the 1 and the 2. Good job. That's going to go ahead, and when you needed to respond and continue to move change, that's exactly what D'Eriq King does. Now, on the very next clip, I just want you to see this is some of the intangibles right here. You're going to see the zone read, and what do? They're going directly at D'Eriq King. They don't want him to get loose, and what does that do? That's the ability of the running back to go ahead and get free because he doesn't have a rush end getting on you. Pick your poison, Louisville. You're either going to want to run at D'Eriq King or you're going to want to run at the running back. Both can make you miss. Both can hurt you. And in this case, good stuff. Obviously, there can only be one winner. And this week, yeah, it's this guy. After watching both films, I could safely say the more dynamic threat, the one that would keep me up at night more as a defensive coordinator is D'Eriq King. His sense of the pocket seems to be there. I think he has a better propensity to be accurate with the football. And the pressure doesn't affect him as much as I see it affecting Micale Cunningham. I go back to week 1, and I saw D'Eriq King not throw an interception or put a ball in harm's way. He was very careful with the ball. He was a dynamic run threat. And I know Micale Cunningham had a lot of yards, 343 versus D'Eriq King's 144. But when the Miami Hurricanes committed to the run game so effectively, I can't fault him for that. I see this game going pretty closely, but I do believe the defensive line for the University of Miami Hurricanes can get after it a little bit, and I think the secondary can come down with a pick this week. I really, really do. I hope you enjoyed this first ever arms race video series. I hope to continue this in subsequent weeks, and I'll see you soon.